not ride anything that is not paved. So you may be wondering what I'm doing with a gravel bike. Nonetheless, we're going to start the unboxing process now. Okay, so if you are familiar with Canyon's gravel lineup, you know the Grail AL6 is like in the very bottom of the totem pole there. So it is the most cost effective. It is the cheapest offering that they have. So we are going to see what this thing looks like before we get to do the whole review. So today we are just going to do the unboxing. Now, when Canyon sends bikes out, it's basically all built out, and all you have to do is just kind of finish out the final couple things here and there, which is vastly different than how my Factor came, which Factor said it was 70% built, and I had to just add the build out the other things, but that wasn't very true at all with Factor. But with a Canyon, I've had a bunch of Canyons delivered before, and they do a pretty good job of pre-building a lot of things. Alright, let's see what we got here. Okay, so when the box arrives, this is sort of how it comes. So everything is built. The wheel, the front wheel is separate, and the accessory box. So let's look at the accessory box first and see what all's in there. I kind of have an idea what's in here, but we'll go ahead and take you through the process in case you are interested in ordering a Canyon. Okay, so we're going to start with the accessories box, which they give you with a quick start guide and manuals and warranties on all that junk, which I don't need. They also give you some kind of a bag, which let's see what it is all about. Oh, it's like a musette bag. If you're a pro rider, you could stash a whole bunch of your food and snacks and whatnot and throw it on your back and you go. So musette bag. And then what is also cool about Canyon is they always send you a torque wrench. Now it's a bare bone and rudimentary type of thing. I don't know how accurate this is. So today when I put the bike together, I'll actually be using my Park Tool torque wrench. They give you the hex wrench with a leverage handle, which is also a nice touch. Hex bits, very nice. Now I don't know the quality of this metal that makes up these bits. So again, I'll be using my Park Tool for that. Also, a very nice touch that they provide is the assembly paste. Whether I don't know if this is the it is the friction paste for carbon to go on the aluminum frame. So this I'll use for the seat post and possibly stem in the bar. What else is there? They give you, oh wow, so these are the old school clip pedals. So it goes over, the plastic bit goes over your toes, and straps. Basically, if you look up any cycling photos from the 70s and possibly 80s, this is what you see. We will be going with the clipless pedals, and then this is the accessory pouch. So all the stuff that I showed you previously, they all go in here. It also, I can see it has a tubeless stem, the valve, and the core remover. So again, Canyon has done a really good job basically giving you and sending you everything you need to get started. You really don't need to have a shop or a full set of tools to get going, which is very nice. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get that out of there, and then we are going to lift the entire assembly out, as so. Then we are going to get rid of this bit. Alright, so once I got the whole wheel assembly and all that stuff out, we are going to go ahead the bike as so to use the box as a quasi work stand. I do have an actual work stand, but for the sake of purpose of this unboxing, we'll just go with what we're given. Okay. So the first part that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to get all the I'm going to get the cockpit protection taken off and then mount the cockpit so that it will be ready for me to mount the front wheel. Seat post and the saddle. Alright, so what we have here is a carbon seat post, which is a nice touch. Let's see, 27.2 with the setback. Wait, is this carbon? I actually can't tell. I believe it is. And then they give you Physique Argo saddle, which again is a short nose saddle, which I have mixed feelings about. Later on, I actually will make another episode that talks about saddles, but it's very trendy right now to have a short nose saddle. Now, for the purpose of this bike, I'll probably keep this saddle just the way it is. So we have that. All this shit will come off when I actually put the bike together. So we'll set that aside for the time being. And then we have DT Swiss 1850 spline tubeless ready wheels. Now, the tires do have some air in that, I can see. The tires, very nice on this bike, out of stock, which you actually never see manufacturer give you anything nice, but this thing has a Schwalbe G1 bike, which is actually a really good tire for gravel. Now, bike size, I ordered extra small, which is a little bit odd if you listen to that, because I'm 5'10". Now, I always do buy a bike one size smaller, so I shop as if I'm like 5'8", 5'7", and I looked at the geometry chart, and that's how I normally order bikes if I'm buying online. And I look at the stack numbers and the reach numbers, as well as the top tube number and the wheelbase. Those are the key critical numbers for me. And when I looked at the chart, basically extra small was the way to go. So that's what I got. And here's the thing. The Grail 6, I don't know, higher end carbons come differently. The Grail aluminum ones come with, when you order extra small, the wheel 650, not 700. And then the brake rotors also are 140, both front and back, not 160. So I don't know how that's going to equate to in terms of actual riding, the braking performance, and if I'm going to notice the difference with the wheel size. Of course, going with the 650 also means I could run wider tires, which is somewhat desired when you do gravel. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to see if the 700 wheels could be mounted onto this frame to see if I could swap between road wheels and the gravel wheels, and giving me that flexibility. So we'll go ahead and check that out, and I'll later on check if Canyon sent me this tubeless or if there's an inner tube in there. We'll find out. Anyhow, so we'll go ahead and set that aside, and this type of reflector obviously is going to be gone very, very soon. Alright folks, so here we have the bike basically pretty much all put together, and all I got to do is put the seat post and the saddle, and I just got to mount the cockpit on here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. So this bike is very utilitarian in its appearance. You can see how ugly the welding job is, where the tubes interconnect with each other. I'll pull out the bike from the box later on to show you a little bit more in detail, but that actually doesn't bother me because it's not a road bike where I want it to look sexy and fast and all that. Gravel bike, the nature of its purpose, utilitarian, is basically the way I would go anyways. And then I opted for the bare bone minimum type of a build because I just don't see the point in carbon fiber and lightweight and all of that junk, because one, I don't race. And two, you know, if you're on a dirt road, gravelly road, you never, inevitably, you're gonna get the rocks and everything, you know, scratches. That's all part of the game. So I really didn't care about any of that. Right now, I'm just sort of eyeballing things just to kind of make this a bike-shaped object, and then I'll actually go through and line everything up and all of that stuff later on. Oh, so the stem bolts, they were properly tightened with the proper torque rating, whatever it is. So I got the seat post and the saddle on, I got the cockpit mounted, so we are now going to move on to mounting the front wheel to make this thing a true bike looking like object. Okay, so the dog does not come with the bike. Alright, so the bike has been put together, and you can see the 650. I can see the 650 because I've never had a 650 wheel before, so because I'm not a mountain biker. So that does look very tiny to me. But that said, later on I'll show you a little bit more in detail when I do review the bike. But between the seat stays, I got plenty of room there to fit a wider tire on the existing 650, or I could tell that I could probably go to 700 no problem as far as the clearance is concerned. And same goes true for the front fork. Okay, so the geometry wise, the top tube length and the stack and the reach will be okay for me. Now that's based on the stem being 100, which is something what I normally ride, but this is by the stock configuration comes in 80, so that maybe bringing the cockpit a little bit closer to my body. So I'll have to play with that and make sure that's okay. The bar is 40 wide, which is just great. Now, what they don't give you is the very popular flare out bar for the gravel, which I don't think I like that anyways, so this suits me just fine. The group set wise, it comes in with the Shimano GRX 400, which means it's a 10-speed drivetrain. And then back cassette is 1134, so plenty of range there. I don't think I'll really miss having 11 or 12 speed that I have on the road bike. And then Shimano does not make GRX 400 crank, so this is the, I believe, the same crankset that you could find on 600. If I'm wrong, please do leave a comment. So that's that. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to take off these reflector bits, fine tune my saddle height, and I probably don't need all this spacer up at the front. So we'll deal with all that and lube the chain, get the pedals on. By the way, for pedals, I am going to run Crank Brothers, I can't even speak. Crank Brothers Candy 7, so I could clip in from both sides. Also has enough platform if I want to just wear regular shoes. So that's that, and I'm actually interested to find out how the braking is going to be with the 140 rotor. So that's that. As far as the mount, you have the typical bottom mount here. They give you two and then another. And then you have bottom mount down here on the bottom of the down tube. However, what they don't give you is any sort of a mount on your C-stays to have any kind of a rack system, nor do you get any mounts on the fork. So it's not really meant for, you know, quote unquote bike packing, because you just don't have enough spots to mount things on. So this is more or less for like your day out on the dirt section and then just coming home the same day. Not to say you can't have a backpack and such, but you probably could fit the frame back here as well, depending on how you do it. So that's that. And as far as so earlier I showed you how the welding looks absolutely terrible. So you could see here, I don't know what this triangle is doing here. I don't know if that's their way of trying to make it look like their other frames, because you see this little section here on their Ultimates, on their other bikes as well. So I don't know if this is for that need, but just look how ugly that welding job is. So it's not going to win any kind of a beauty contest. But again, it's a utilitarian build and looks solid to me, and I'm actually excited to take it out on the road and ride it. So that's it for the unboxing episode of my new Grail 6. And next time I see you with this bike, it'll be for a full review. Until next time, you guys all take care and stay safe. DC out.